Nick and Anastasia, we are so grateful for your dedicated commitment to the mission of JDRF and so thankful that your voice is driving progress and change in the lives of all of us with T1D. It is my honor and my pleasure to introduce all of you to the 2017 Humanitarian Award recipients and tonight's honorees, Nick and Anastasia Brien, joined by their beautiful children, Lucas and Delilah.
Hello, I'm Delilah Brien. It's such an honor to be on this stage tonight looking out at a room full of people who support our mission. Thank you to our friends, family, my dad's colleagues, and everyone who's here because someone they love has been touched by type 1 diabetes. JDRF has been an amazing outlet for our family to channel our power and strength into something positive. We have raised almost $400,000 for research. Yes, our main goal is to find a cure, but even since my diagnosis, JDRF has done so much to improve the lives of everyone with type 1 diabetes. When I was diagnosed at age 5, my parents had to prick my finger 15 times a day, both day and night. My mom had to come to kindergarten with me and sit in because there was no nurse and teachers feared the responsibility. But JDRF has opened so many doors through their non-stop effort to improve the lives of everyone with diabetes. Our lives were all touched by the little miracle on my stomach right now, the continuous glucose monitor. JDRF helped fund technology that connects my blood sugar to an app on my phone so my parents and I can see my blood sugar at all times. Not only has JDRF minimized the fear all parents and diabetics face, but given us hope for the future. As an aspiring artist, I was able to follow my passion all the way to upstate New York for art camp for 6 weeks. As a child, my parents feared the restrictions that my condition would make me abide by, but I will not be restricted. I want to have independence. I want to have independence, I want to travel, and I want to know that my parents are not constantly worrying about me. From the days of my mom having to come to school with me to spending 6 weeks completely self-sufficient is an example of the impact JDRF has made on my life. Please help us with your donations, and thank you for coming tonight.
Type 1 diabetes is the other diabetes, the one that you don't hear about on TV commercials. That's type 2. T1D is an autoimmune disease that is unpreventable and irreversible. Your body destroys the insulin-producing cells in your pancreas, and the only treatment is to replace the insulin that your body no longer makes by injecting it. There are no oral medications, and no amount of cinnamon or kale or bone broth can help us. Insulin keeps us alive and is also an extremely dangerous drug. Too much and a severe low blood sugar could have devastating consequences. Too little could result in a coma or worse. We play with fire every minute of every day, 365 days a year without a single moment of respite, because you can do everything right and still have life-threatening consequences that are either immediate or long-term. Let me say this with no exaggeration. My whole life is about keeping both my and my daughter's blood sugar at a normal level. And frankly, it is not even an achievable goal. I know of no other condition that requires constant attention and vigilance with results that remain wildly unpredictable. Every parent of a type 1 knows exactly what I'm talking about right now. Sleep interruptions from caring for a child with type 1 far outweigh anything you experience as the parent of a newborn. Diabetes never learns to sleep through the night. The finger pricking, the shots, the health insurance wrangling, the carbohydrate counting, the worrying, This is all going on every minute of every day under a veil of trying to keep things normal. It's exhausting and it's relentless. It has been our deliberate intention to take charge of our lives in a positive way. But sometimes I think we make it look too easy. We are like ducks. You see the duck gliding along the water, looking serene and in control. But underneath the surface, its legs are furiously paddling, just as we are furiously battling to live our lives while keeping the blood sugar demons at bay. We can never glide, we can never take a breather, we can never lay our head to the pillow without a care in the world. Never. But along with this burden have come great blessings. As a result of this diagnosis, we have experienced an outpouring of love and support, the likes of which we never could have imagined. We have been privileged to experience and witness kindness and generosity, grace, compassion, that I don't think we would have seen in our lives had this diagnosis not happened. We ourselves have become stronger, and we have learned to commit to a greater cause. So to accept this award tonight, surrounded by people for all of your reasons who stand by us, and those of you here who maybe even love us, this is just the greatest joy. Thanks.
How do I follow that? Wow. Thank you, and thank you to the JDRF, and thank you again to the organisers. I mean, just look at this amazing environment. Thank you all for coming. Because you're here tonight to take your part in this very important mission, because my wife and daughter and the other 1.5 million T1D sufferers, they live encumbered by technology, by the need for insulin, by the constant checking. They're under a constant threat of their lives. So we're here to do our part to create a better future. We're here to raise money for the cure. So I'd ask you all to find your bid cards now. Hopefully you did when we were talking about the silent auction, but now we have a situation where we are here for the Promise Ball. This ball started 45 years ago. It's called the Promise Ball because it's all about the promise. And what's exciting is that the promise was, and you heard it from the conversation and the presentation about Mary Tyler Moore, the commitment was a promise for a cure. Not a hope, but a promise. So we're not going to stop until we find the cure. And there is so much encouraging research. There is so much wonderful scientific experimentation and investigation going on. But we need the fundings to progress. So we used to say we hope for a cure. Now there's a very clear expectation. So Fund the Cure is now. It's our moment. It's our moment to commit together, to find the treatment, to work towards the prevention, and to make sure that we can find the cure. So on behalf of everyone, Anastasia, Delilah, and all those who suffer from this wicked disease, I ask you all now to give as generously as you can, because we have the opportunity in this beautiful environment here in New York City to raise some money to advance the cause of these remarkably smart and intellectual researchers who need our funds to progress their work. So while so much has been done, there's still so much to do. And we have the opportunity now, we have the ability to make the impact, all of us, individually, whatever individual amount of money that we can raise. But the time is now. So I'd ask you all to find your bid cards and really dig deep into your hearts. And thank you all for coming here, and thank you all for supporting this very important cause.